Hello friends, we are going to get into Andor Season 2, Episode 5. I absolutely loved Episode 4. I thought it was an incredible way to set the stage for this next arc here and catch us up to speed on the year that has transpired and where everybody's at now. Everybody's kind of off doing their own thing yet again, but now we've got Gorman going on. Cyril's got his skin in the game now and he's not just fighting off his own mother, and Dedra's obviously playing puppet master behind the scenes. There's obviously just very bad omens, very bad energy surrounding, that planet. I imagine maybe this time we'll see a little bit more of Mon's failed attempts in the political side of things in the Senate to try to sway, people who have previously sided with her in the past, voting against the Emperor. But there were like 3 Palpatine name drops, a lot of references to the Emperor in the previous episode, which I can't be for nothing. I think it's obviously intentional and purposeful to show that his clutches, the fear, is forcing people to turn a blind eye. It stifles any sort of, Mon's kind of like the last stand, the last thread, trying to hold on and stand against him. People who have previously been her allies politically are, kind of kicking her to the curb, and she's been abandoned in this case. So it's clear that Palpatine's clutches, politically, the political climate surrounding Gorman, and obviously I think what happens in the Senate only further seals their fate. My god, each of these episodes is like an hour long. What the frick? I'm not complaining. And oh frick, I forgot that Cassian is he's getting his skin in the Gorman game as well. Everybody's gonna be freaking rallied there. Okay, all right, that's all I have. We gotta get into it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Episode 5. I have friends everywhere.
748.
Is this gonna be Clea toying with the radio? That was really sick.
Anything urgent?
Not yet.
And our friend's on his way.
Can I help you?
Gorman?
Visiting friends?
I have friends everywhere.
Bon? What do we have for Gorman?
Throwback to when we were all like, we want more aliens. I feel like they heard us. We've already seen so many in episode 4 and now this one.
Your name is Varian Sky. I'll work as an assistant.
Just wanted to let you know I'm coming home this weekend. Just worried if I don't come now, it might be a while.
I thought you were in charge.
This is hardly a Bureau of Standards issue. Oh, you're definitely watching out. What they're looking for is a mystery. I gotta go, Mother. I'll let you know.
Wait.
Listen up. I need everybody to step away from their workstations and leave the room immediately.
Oh, they have other inside operatives.
I'm Attendant Grimish from ISB Tech. We have reason to believe there are listening devices in this office.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Everyone in here will be in custody until we finish our evaluation.
What do you mean, custody?
Are you refusing a direct Imperial order?
This is insane.
Everybody.
This is all part of an act. Oh, run. Okay, that's cool to know that they got backup. The Gorman rebels. He's gotta just put on a show, right?
There was a listening device in my office. You will all now have the pleasure of thorough ISB interview.
Oh, this is so tricky because he's obviously just putting on the show.
We were worried.
You seem upset.
We saw ISP come into the building.
They tore my office apart. I was interrogated for 2 hours like a criminal.
For coming to the meeting?
They were looking for a listening device. They do what they want.
Without explanation.
It's the ISB. I take my work seriously.
It's outrageous.
It's unfair.
We think the ISB is running a shadow government. What if we could help the Empire by working together?
How would we do that?
We need to know what's on those carriers.
I told you, I don't have plans.
We need to know what's on those transports, Cyril.
Not every transport has a bill of lading.
Those are the ones we'd be interested in.
Oh god, that's admittedly it's hard to keep track. He's obviously, they're playing them, but they're not. They're bearing their soul. They're willingly vulnerable, but they're like, you know who we are. We know who you are.
No, not that. I came to see about you.
Here I am.
This isn't fun, is it?
The nights are fun.
We'll bring them down or die trying. What else is there? You've been struggling.
Is that what he told you?
We need you, Biggs. We need you healthy.
You wanted something. And you changed your mind.
It was just another weapons appraisal.
I use it for sleep.
The dreams come back worse when you stop. Be careful.
I forget that the two of them go back. She was the first one to have contact with Luthen.
And we're all dead. Unless it was taken.
It doesn't seem to bother you. How did you ever learn this? Who taught you?
I can't leave until you get this. Come on.
What time's your flight?
I'll make it. Just packing up all our transport schedules. Make sure to lock up tight.
Yeah, I'll take one from my mother.
Well, you'll want a good one. We'll find nobody's watching.
I mean, he's obviously getting in their good graces with the intention of sabotaging them, but I'm trying to gauge if there's any part of him that might switch over. No, I don't know, y'all. Oh, this is about to get interesting. Well, thank God Cyril's leaving for a hot minute, because he obviously knows. We know he's got an obsession with Andor.
Checking in?
We're in the sky.
Hollow screen, airflow, and window blinds.
Is that where it happened? The monument?
Some people don't think it's a good idea to commemorate a massacre in the center of town. I needn't be reminded. I was there. We've been asked not to speak of it with guests. It was Moff Tarkin. Who would land a cruise on a crowd full of unarmed citizens? I was with my father. He was killed, saving me. My wife thinks it's insane we stay here.
Thank you. It's good to meet you.
He's already putting feelers out. That's gotta be horrific, though. Literally looking at that spot every day. And that's your history with it? Honey, I'm home. Oh, God.
I was safe. How long can I stay?
An hour.
Are you kidding? An hour?
Turn out the lights.
Can't believe you had me followed.
Yeah.
Turn out the lights.
Oh, that tells me everything I need to know, y'all. She's only in this for, I think, how he can serve her work-wise. Turn out the lights? She doesn't want to be associated with him. No, that's pretty literal. What the frick? I am never going to be able to watch season 1 again knowing that this is how they end up. I can't even, my brain's blasted.
Varian Sky.
Yes. I was planning to make an appointment tomorrow, and here you are. What is it you think you're doing? You don't know me. Let's start over. Maybe I'm a snitch, and you're my payday. Maybe you just put everyone you care about into a cell.
Cassian didn't come to play.
I am who you want me to be. You have no idea who I am. You need to be more careful. When is a good time for me to come by the showroom tomorrow? Thanks for stopping by.
Oh my god, the flip of a switch! Luthen trained
Nice
him
to
for
meet
the big leagues, y'all. Holy frick, how far he has come.
Varian Sky. Carver Islands. I've been told about your conversation last night. Apparently we have a lot to learn. The person that sent you is but a voice to me, but I have no idea really who's at the other end of the line. I won't change. The new Imperial building. You've seen it? It's hard to miss. It's in violation of the Imperial Charter. I'm only meeting you because we find ourselves with a unique opportunity. We have a source inside. Now we know which transports to target. The ones you think have weapons. We know. What do you mean by target?
Take it. Take it down.
It's a military transport. It won't be easy.
Quiet, both of you.
We need an advisor.
I'm gonna need some swatches sent over.
So they are a little bit noobish to what's afoot, but I really like that guy. He's trying.
Caro Rylance is a prominent businessman and politician in Palma. I've been dealing with him directly.
And we're sure they're buying this story?
I think they're planning already. They're inexperienced, but very eager. They'll need help, sir. This could be that moment.
Oh, God forbid he steps on Dedra's
How may
toes.
we assist?
When it's over, we need to calibrate retribution carefully. We want them growing bolder. They need to see what winning feels like.
I'll make sure things don't get out of hand. Excellent work, Cyril.
Someone's stealing the spotlight.
We'll keep you briefed.
Okay, so Dedra, I think 1000% is keeping him around because he's an asset to her. Look at him. He's fangirling. He was in the room with the big gun.
If I say this is the greatest day of my life, does it spoil everything?
She just got the ick. Oh my God, he just gave her the ick so bad.
I know all the variations, in theory. I just need more practice.
If you're ready, then I'll get rid of them.
So they were just playing dumb.
Accidents happen.
I was hoping you could come along. If I could focus on one single variation. One.
Marquez Moon, Station 4 Junction. We leave tomorrow night.
We'll snap out of it. Wake up. Everybody's playing everybody, even allies here. I mean, obviously Saul has had tension with Luthen, but
The Tinian Codex in Skulden's office collection.
What about it?
They're going to examine everything in the collection. They'll find our microphone.
You heard this on the bug. I wouldn't be so upset if I hadn't predicted it.
This solves nothing.
You
agreed to it.
I'll let you talk me into it.
You're becoming insufferable.
We're drowning. And you keep pretending it's all under control.
Are you done? We have to take it out at the party.
Luthen looks
I think we can't.
We should be prepared.
holy frick. Clea is like ready to die. They're dynamic. It's like she wears the pants. I know he's technically her superior, but she has to get him to lock in quite a lot. But he is also carrying all the weight. He is the puppet master. I think he's got a lot more on his shoulders.
Is you ready?
Yes, I think so.
You think?
I've done everything you've asked for. And if I don't show up back home,
Traitor!
Huh?
He's been transmitting to the Empire. There's an ambush waiting for us at the Marquez Moon pipeline. We will be many parsecs away, drinking our Rhino in peace.
Saul! Oh my God! Everybody is playing everybody. There's deception, lies, deception everywhere.
So you, boy.
Oh my God, he thought he was off the hook. You just got promoted. The trailer shot. I was curious whose dead body that was being left behind.
Are you running away or running to find us reinforcements? Hijacking the carrier. Can you and your people do it alone? I don't think so. It's not stealing things that's difficult. It's getting away. So then what? Let it continue. Not much of a revolutionary, are you? Good day to you.
No, I'm rooting for this guy.
And tell your friend I'm not impressed.
Now Cassian's gonna take that personally. I love that giant white woolly mammoth thing. I wish I was that tall.
I've always loved you.
What are you doing?
Because she's my sister, Rido, and she loves me. Remember this. Remember this moment. You think I'm crazy? Yes, I am. Revolution is not for the same. We'll all be dead before the Republic is back. And yet, here we are. You're here. You're not recruiting, you're here. You're right here, and you're ready to fight.
He's getting radicalized.
That's freedom calling. Let it in. Let it run.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I have tears in my eyes because Saw, oh my, what did he say? I mean, that was so, I'm not trying to compare the two because those were both incredible in their own right, but that was eerily similar, echoing a similar statement as Luthen's epic, world-famous monologue. You know, I burn my life for a sunrise I'll never see, you know. Saw saying essentially the same thing. We'll be long dead by the time the Republic is back, if it even comes back. Like, oh my god. And obviously, you know, knowing Saw and his origins, and he is such a misunderstood character, but him confessing it, he has the self-awareness. He's like, do you think I'm crazy? Yeah, that's what this freaking calls for. This level of revolution that I'm freaking pioneering here, like, I have to be crazy. Freaking be crazy with me. Lock in. We have no other option. Yeah, we're gonna die before this all comes to fruition anyway, so freaking might as well. Oh my god. And for Will, you know, knowing what he has lost, you know, he's actually underrated pain here for him. You know, obviously we all focus on the torture that Bix endured under, you know, Dedra's hands, but first person to go through the ringer, Guinea Pig, was Will's father. And he's obviously holding that in, but I imagine it's, you know, he learned with his dad, because his dad obviously, what can we deduce from season 1? He's the one who was harboring that secret radio the whole time that, you know, is the reason Bix was able to contact Luthen. I imagine his father obviously had his skin in the game as well. How else did Will know how to build the bomb that he was going to use, you know, to avenge his father, you know, at the funeral for Marva and whatnot? So it's like, yeah, you know Will's roots too. And all of this, it's interesting. He is learning to build these crazy biological weapons, but it's the last tether he has with his dad. It's his dad's like legacy. It's what he taught him. These two paired together, you know, Will and Saw Gerrera. Yeah, Will has that like fire in him. I'm sure we saw a taste of it when he, you know, throws the bomb out at Marva's funeral in the Andor finale on Ferrix, but we see how it shocks him as well. In that moment, he's obviously fueled by the death of his father, and that's what pushes him over the edge to do it, but he inherently, I don't think, has that type of personality, whereas, you know, Saw is like completely, you know, completely different MOs. Like, they could not be more, well, I guess they're united in more ways than they are, you know, not alike. But for Saw to take Will under his wing here and, you know, kind of radicalize him like this, that just shook me to my core. I could feel that in my bones, especially when you know, yeah, what Saw Gerrera has lost. And it is interesting because, you know, he loses his real sister, and here he is, you know, talking about this. I'm assuming this is gas. I don't actually fully, admittedly, really know what this is that Will's been constructing. Saw was describing it almost, it has kind of like radioactive side effects on human beings. You know, he was describing the biological, you know, the god-awful ways to die, that it like burns your cells from the inside out. It sounds very reminiscent of like radiation. And so for him, having actually lost his real sister all those years ago, and to then refer to this weapon as, you know, this my sister, I feel it, I understand it, I resonate with this. I don't know, what is that freaking symbolic of? Like, that void, that loss has been replaced by the pain. He, like, feeds off of it, which I think very much actually is an apt way to describe Saw Gerrera. You know, he doesn't shy away from that rage. He's always used that. That was like the spark plug for him. My interpretation of this is he's replaced that love, you know, that void. He has filled it with the pain and that toxicity, and that's, you know, that is what the Empire, that is what the oppressors are inflicting. So let it, you know, fuel you, feed off of it, become one with it. You have to like break yourself to go over the edge to do, that's what it takes to lead the charge that Saw has always led, which is the more extreme, side of things, to the point that he isolates, Luthen. He has tension with Luthen, from what we know in Rogue One. Like, Mon Mothma wants nothing to do with Saw Gerrera. Like, they are very much, yes, part of the same rebellion, but not the same team in ways of approaching it. But I feel like this was a very well-deserved, moment for Saw, because he is very misunderstood. I think it's natural that people have mixed feelings about him, but I feel like at times he's gotten a bad rep, and I don't know, not that this was redeeming in a way, but it's like, okay, he knows it. He's like, you think I'm crazy? I freaking am. You have to be. Get locked in. Wow, that just gave me so many chills. This is already so much. I can't believe just last week I was crying through the Nemo's trap music, and that was my biggest problem at the time. This is so much more already. This freaking, compared to season 1, it feels like a different show. Am I crazy for that? Season 1 laid the groundwork, and I feel like it had to achieve all that. Season 1 was the exposition for what this show was always meant to be, and it's all this. It's everybody freaking playing each other. Everybody has a facade. Everybody has a double identity. There's freaking moles everywhere. You can't trust anyone. I was kind of geeking out a little bit in the beginning of this episode when Cassian is kind of, listening to this tape in which he has to memorize his new identity. It reminded me so much of when I was 8 years old, and I went to Washington, D.C., and I don't know if you've ever been to it, but there is the National Spy Museum. It's so freaking cool. Yes, the International Spy Museum. This place freaking, y'all, if you've never been, oh my gosh, I would love to go back, but I just remember freaking out about this as a kid, because I thought it was the coolest thing, this concept of, you're acting the whole time. You learn this part. It was obviously pretty dark to learn about, as a kid. I remember fixating on the fact that they all, those who were, literally in the trenches, behind enemy lines, they would have those, those pills that you put in your tooth, or the fake tooth or whatnot that you can, bite down on if you're captured, because God forbid, you don't want to be hostage. You'd rather than be caught, And I remember thinking that is such a crazy concept, and that kind of freaked me out as an 8-year-old. But everything else about this, that is the level that we are dealing with still in this here. Cassian arriving on Gorman and kind of getting a sense of, okay, how much do they actually know? What are we working with here? What caliber of rebels? And immediately having to put them in their place and be like, you'd be dead if I was the wrong person. What the frick are y'all doing? You got to get your shiz together. Snap in. And they're obviously, clearly, this is new for them, this occupation by the Empire here. Like he said, they're tightening the news, all of the propaganda, everything that is kind of just erasing them gradually from the galaxy. As they were saying, the place used to be flourishing with tourism. Now the hotel has, every room is vacant. They clearly, this is new territory for them, and that's why I'm rooting for this man. I gotta get his name. I gotta memorize his name. It's awful because you hear their plans, and then you know that it's all still playing right into Dedra's freaking hands. How can I be rooting for her and knowing what the frick she's orchestrating? It's clear to me now. I think I have some more concrete views on what the frick, okay, the nature, the benefits of her relationship with Cyril are. I think if she does care about him and actually like him, she hides it. What the frick else could that mean? Turn out the lights? I don't even want to be able to look at you while it's happening, that's... Keep it secret, keep it safe. Everything for her is immediately about business, getting the intel. That's pretty much, it seems like, what she is using him for. That's why she's keeping him around on this rope, but he's kind of climbing up, she's dangling it in front of him, and he's soaring to the top. There, he had a few minutes in the room with her boss, and he was freaking geeking out, and I think he made a good impression. He's doing everything by the book. I foresee that he's going to quickly maybe realize that he doesn't even need Dedra, but for him, I think it's more complicated, because I do think he genuinely likes her a lot more than it's the other way around. I don't think this is a two-way street here. I mean, it is. I think there's this weird symbiotic thing going on between the two of them. Dedra does have uses for him. He's actively a pawn in her larger scheme here, and if Cyril does his job, it looks good for her as well. So in a way, that commonality between the two of them, their ambition, their like need for this appearance and whatnot, rising the ranks, like that's what's going to be their kind of like contentious point, you know, their fallout, I imagine. I'm still struggling to crack the code of that freaking relationship, but I got some more clarity this time around, and so I think that will make it complicated, but I feel like also in a weird, sick way, perhaps Dedra is attracted to the competition that, you know, Cyril offers. I don't freaking know. There is something about him. I do think she's not just keeping him around and leading him on purely for career benefits. I don't think she's just using him. I do think secretly there's something about him that she is attracted to, but she's just hiding it. Different story on Cyril's end, but I think he's more so gonna perhaps realize that he doesn't necessarily need her in the long run. We still have a whole episode. Oh my god. These are already so intense. It's so much to freaking take in. I'm gonna just have to keep going. Sorry. Okay, alright. My brain just shut off for a second because it's just so much. It's just so freaking good. Like I was saying, this is even in a different caliber. I can't talk than season 1. Season 1 was already obviously like it treated its audience with like the intelligence that they deserve. Like season 1, the writing and the storytelling and the slow burn of it all, the way it unfolded, it was obviously so different and unique, and you quickly realized, holy shit, it's like what we're actually dealing with here, which is some of the best freaking Star Wars ever. But I feel like this season is just on steroids compared to that. Like it is even dialed up to a completely different caliber because season 1 had to lay this groundwork. And now that you know the way that the show functions, the way the writing is, the dynamics between the characters, I feel like even the actors here and the performers, the writers, everybody has more wiggle room to just like actually play in the subtext of it, of the script, the dialogue between the lines. There is so much that remains unsaid because it's written between the lines and it's fueled by the actors' performance. And now we know their personalities and their dynamics with each other and what to expect from each person and what's different. You know, seeing Luthen falter like this is like unexpected for him a little bit because he's usually like, everybody else, get your head in the game, get your shiz together. But yeah, he's the puppet master orchestrating everything. Like naturally he's gonna be slipping a little bit. But it's like, we know these characters now, we know the way they operate, so I'm sure it gives the actors way more creative freedom to play with their performances and like really ruminate on the things that they're not saying. The show doesn't tell you things literally. It is all in here and how the actors portray whether they're feeling fear or vulnerability, whether they're scared to freaking death, whether they're Cyril and he's trying everything in his power not to freak the frick out that he has a meeting with the big guys, you know? I just feel like everything is dialed up even more from season 1, like as if they were like, oh, you like that, let's okay, all right, on that note, I'm gonna go. We have the 3rd episode. Jesus, oh, this is crazy. What a night. Oh my god, I freaking love this. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go watch the 6th episode, rather, the 3rd of this arc, and I will see you guys over there. Thank you so much for watching. May the force be with you guys. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, guys.